Now, I would really like to introduce the next speaker to you. Her name is Malavika Tohani, and she is a research director of the Operational Excellence section of one of the key analysts in the world, Verdantix. So let's see if we have Malavika online. Hi, Malavika, welcome.
Hi, Ewout. Thank you for that lovely introduction and great to be part of this event.
We are happy to have you here, and we would really like to ask you if you can share your thoughts with us when it comes to trends in the market and the things you see when it comes to enterprise asset management and maybe also a bit on HSE. So, Malavika, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Before we jump into talking about the trends, especially in the EAM software market, I wanted to introduce you to Verdantix. Some of you might have heard of Verdantix, and for others, wanted to talk a little bit about what we do. So Verdantix is a technology research and advisory firm providing thought leadership for world-enhancing innovation. We've got 5 research practices, and we cover a variety of technologies across environment, health, and safety, ESG and sustainability, net zero and climate risk, operational excellence, which is the team I lead at Verdantix, and finally, smart buildings. A little bit of an introduction into what we cover within operational excellence, the research and the technologies we specifically look at. So operational excellence research for us really focuses on risk management across workers and assets because, they're not working in silos. Workers are not working in silos. They're always interacting with assets. So we're looking at technologies, industrial technologies that minimize those risks to both workers as well as assets. And we focus largely on asset-heavy industries. And so some of the big areas that we cover as part of our operational excellence research is around industrial asset management, which is asset maintenance, performance improvement, also multi-year investment planning are some of solutions for it we look at. Connected worker solutions, again, I spoke about, connecting workers and assets. So looking at mobile apps, wearables, any sort of workforce management solutions and so on. So we look at that as well. Operational risk management is another key area for us, which overlaps a lot with environment, health, and safety. But for us, the emphasis is on real-time risk management and looking at technologies that help bring in that sort of risk data to provide contextual information to the workers. And then finally, we look at services, and it includes both implementation services, but also formulating the vision and strategy for digitization for industrial firms. With that, let's quickly look at the agenda. So I'll share some key trends. Ewout just mentioned the survey that Ultimo ran with its own peer group, but at Verdantix, we run an annual survey as well. And this year we spoke to 301 executives in operations, maintenance, engineering, process safety, and data science roles across a broad range of industries and across a wide variety of regions globally. So I'll share some of the findings from that. And then finally, earlier this year, we published our Green Quadrant benchmark, where we evaluated 14 EAM software vendors. And I'll share some of the strengths that we found of IFS Ultimo as part of that process. Okay, first thing I wanted to talk about was really what's driving demand for EAM software. And I think Ewout mentioned it as well. For us, what we see as the biggest driver is cost reduction programs, and I think it's very relevant in the climate that we are in today. High inflation due to high energy prices, we are heading towards an economic recession, so cost reduction becomes as important. And in fact, in our survey, 86% of the respondents mentioned that they are planning to invest in asset management software basically for maintenance cost reduction. The second one absolutely is asset uptime and reliability. Again, EM solutions play a very key role in ensuring reliable operations, minimizing outages that can have substantial financial, legal, as well as safety implications. Again, 84% of the respondents mentioned this to be either a very important or important driver for investment in asset management software. The interesting data point here is this availability of innovative digital technologies. For us, an overwhelming majority, around 91% of the respondents said that because now new technologies available like IIoT sensors, artificial intelligence for predictive analytics, for cloud deployment, so they can store a lot of data in the cloud. So availability of all these different sort of innovative technologies is also driving investment in asset management software. The proportion of people saying this as a very important driver was less. Only around 20% of the respondents said that this was a very important driver. But if you combine the very important and important responses, that certainly stood out as a very interesting trend. The fourth one here on data and system centralization is a key one. Siloed data, we know, is one of the biggest challenges facing firms, especially in their digitization journey. And how we heard EM solutions really support with this kind of data centralization activities, because EM software integrates with sensors, with third-party industrial systems, as well as business software systems. So what it essentially does is it breaks down the barriers between segregated data and increasing, therefore, the cross-practice collaboration, the data sharing, the information sharing. One of the other things that we really found, which was very interesting, was in the survey, 77% of the respondents said that the breadth of applications that are available on a single platform is very important criteria for them. And we've seen that in the past 18 months, EAM software vendors are really investing to expand their capabilities out of, I would say, the core EAM area. So, you have work order management, you've got inventory planning, spare parts management, and so on. However, they're investing in adjacent capabilities, permit to work, bringing in capabilities for that, more health and safety related sort of capabilities around incident management, around lockout, tagout. So those kind of capabilities are now forming like a core part of the EAM application. And this is because, you're bringing in data about safety incidents, you're bringing in data about active work that is going on, and you're combining that with all the maintenance history and the asset hierarchies to provide a very cohesive sort of an information to the maintenance managers and the executives who can then take timely decisions. Finally, I think sustainability is an extremely overused term, but then it's not going anywhere. And again, it's a big driver of investment in EAM software. And in our survey, 2 sustainability related reasons came up as very important for investment. First was the high energy prices. And so the need to reduce energy consumption was highlighted as a key driver for investing in asset management software. The second was corporate decarbonization targets. So firms or the management teams within industrial firms are putting pressure and setting targets to decarbonize their operations. And so that's also leading to investment in EAM software. And how can EAM software help with achieving these sustainability objectives? I mean, with software, you can monitor, manage, and optimize your energy consumption. With asset condition monitoring, which is part of EAM, increasingly, you can monitor or identify any sort of leaks and seeps that are going on. And this way, helping really incorporate those ESG and sustainability sort of initiatives into the overall business goals and strategies. I've already discussed.
Malavika,
Sorry.
sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. I think you have explained a lot already what is on this and the next slide as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, to stay in control of the time, maybe you can move now to the slide where you give your vision on how you see Ultimo to end up the presentation, because we're running a bit out of time. Thank you.
Okay, sure. I mean, obviously, we can share these slides later on, but we are seeing a lot of movement in the EAM software market, especially around mobile, about the integrations, which I've already spoken about, and the deployment options. So just wanted to talk a little bit about the EAM benchmark that we published earlier this year. As I said, we evaluated the capabilities of 14 EAM software vendors. We conducted 2-hour demos as part of this process, and we also shared a very detailed questionnaire. I know Ewout will vouch for the painful process that he went through filling out that questionnaire. But some key strengths of Ultimo that stood out as compared to other competitors in this space. The first one is certainly the business intelligence capabilities offered by Ultimo. There's over 70 out-of-the-box dashboards and reports that are offered. And this came out as a very important criteria in our survey as well. I think the top 3 criteria for selecting asset management software was the predictive analytics and also out-of-the-box BI tools in terms of dashboards and reports. And we had the asset condition monitoring capabilities and integration capabilities that was key. And that brings me to my next strength of Ultimo, which is ability to integrate with innovative or advanced sort of technologies like drones, wearables. It can integrate with Microsoft HoloLens, which is increasingly becoming the norm in terms of promoting remote operations. And the final one is the breadth of capabilities. As I talked a little bit already earlier about how health and safety sort of capabilities are also now becoming part of EAM. And Ultimo offers that. It has capabilities for permit to work, incident management, and lockout tagout. And that brings me to the end of it. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Malavika, for sharing your thoughts on the market and also on Ultimo. I don't think it was really a problem to do the questionnaire for Verdantix, because we could tick most of the boxes, so that was very nice to do. I think, questions are coming in. We have to make the step to the next speaker, so we will answer questions afterwards, and that's something that we will do generally. All the questions that we cannot answer during this show, we will answer afterwards. So thanks again, Malavika.
Thank you, everyone.